Hey, I'm Rachel. So this is your training video. This training video is going to teach you how you can become a facilitator of herbal medicine for animals. Now, this covers the modalities of zoopharmacognosy, so innate selection. It also covers the modality of Western herbal medicine, and it covers the modality of seasonality. So I've taken all of those elements of herbal medicine and I've combined them so that I can create this course for you, so I can create this training program so that you can then become a provider of herbal medicine for animals using an innate applied behavior method. I'm going to show you some of the training, and I'm going to outline the training for you and what we do and how I can facilitate that move to get you to become a practitioner. It's an amazing career. It will be the best career move you've ever made. So I'll start a little bit with a little bit of info about me, really. So I have been working with horses and animals, and I've been working with plants my entire lifelong career. My family own a garden nursery centre. My first degree was in horticulture. I then went on to study equine chiropractic. I then went on to integrate that with energetic modalities. And along the way, I integrated herbal medicine, and I trained in herbal choices for animals too. And I also gained my second degree in herbal medicine. So I'm also a clinical medical herbalist as well. So I've combined all of those modalities together to bring you Innate Botanical Selections. So why are you here? What do you want to do? What you want to do is you want to learn, you want to facilitate healing for animals. So you want to be able to do what some of the practitioners on this training program have done. So first up, we have Mick. Now, Mick here is facilitating a session with the lovely horse called Rodney. Now, Rodney here is taking, I think it was wheatgrass, but you can see some of the behaviours that he's displaying, and you can really get to see how you begin to initiate some of this training in the healing space as well. So that's Mick with the lovely Rodney. Now, next up, we have Callie. Callie has been in our training programme since 2022. So before she joined our training programme, Callie had a really terrible prognosis from the vets, and they wanted to euthanize her. So the vets got to the point where they said, okay, our options are euthanasia. You know, we can't leave this dog anymore, and we have no course of action to travel down. We don't know what else we can offer her. And she's so bad that it's not fair, really. So they advocated euthanasia. And her owner, Louise, joined the training program. And 2 years later, well, actually after a year, I have to say, she was 70% improved by following the seasonal pathway. And Callie really did jump on board with the herbal medicine. She knew exactly what she wanted when she wanted it. And she now maintains her by following this seasonal pathway of health with herbal medicine. It's wonderful to see, and you will see her in the training as well. She popped up quite a lot, and she's a really active member of the community as well. So you'll get to be able to see her and speak to her and talk to her about her journey with herbs too. So next up, we have Tiz. You can see Tiz, here she is foraging in the shrubbery. Now, this is her best job. She absolutely loves it. She takes to herbal medicine and foraging really, really well as well. There are certain things she loves. She loves couch grass. She loves jack by the hedge. And she also loves cow parsley. If there's any out there, she's really going to go in and get it. So you can facilitate this for your dog as well. We teach you how you can go out there and just facilitate these sessions for your animal and what they're allowed to access, and how you can provide it to them too, and the behaviours that you need to look at to ensure that you're doing it safely and effectively as well. So there's my Tiz. You'll see her working with essential oils, you'll see her working with the hydrosols, and you'll see her working with a lot of the dried herbs too. Next up, we have a lovely horse called Blue, and you will see Blue moving through a lot of the detoxicant herbs. This particular herbal session was aimed at lymphatic work. So this one was also undertaken by group students. So the group students got together and decided all of the herbs that this particular horse will have. But this Blue showing us exactly what he needed, taking calendula. He then went on to take couch grass. But he had a move through and a mooch through all of the detoxicant herbs that he felt were most beneficial for him at any given time of the year. So there's Blue for us. Then we move on to Catriona. So Catriona, joined our training program in 2023. Here she is undertaking a herbal session with her horse Storm. You'll see in the background also that there's a little pony over the wall who is also taking in some of those aromatics and those hydrosols that she's working with. But you will also see that her dog is there lying in the background as well. So her dog is also moving in and out of the herbal session as well. Now, up next, we have one of our former students, Matt Bannon. Now, Matt Bannon is here with a horse called Phoenix, I believe it was called. This is a beautiful grey. You'll have to excuse the images. They are a bit grainy, but this was recorded on a computer and not on a phone. But it really does go to show some of the behaviours that these animals demonstrate. Now, the horse here had quite a lot of dysfunctions. It had dysfunctions in its hind leg, but it also had an issue going on with a hyoid as well. Its jaw and its TMJ was particularly fixed. After the session, Matt turned around and said, I can't believe it, like his tongue's gone all loose and floppy. So we think what happened in this session was that the oils had facilitated the release of the hyoid bone. We do release a lot of muscles and we can release a lot of structure, but it just really goes to show how powerful working with some of these aromatics and some of these botanicals can be. So the people that this training program is for are going to be for people who are fed up of looking at horses and dogs walking on bare tarmac, and you've seen them time after time in bare and barren paddocks. And you're looking at them and you're going, oh my goodness, I need to provide enrichment and I need to provide some diversity for these animals. The science is really coming together now, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I love seeing the science about this. That now we are beginning to realise, or it's beginning to be proven anyway, that diversity in the forest, if you can provide diversity for your animals, that leads to better health outcome. It certainly leads to an increase in diversity in the gut. It leads to an increase in diversity of gut flora. And overall, that can lead to longevity. It can aid in release. It can aid in the repair of a lot of health conditions. And it can really, really bring in vitality. So the big call at the moment is like increased diversity for these animals. So you could be somebody who has been on a livery yard and you're seeing these barren pastures and you're thinking, I can't go anywhere else. I'm stuck on this livery yard, and it's a great livery yard. It's just that their grazing is probably reduced. Or perhaps you've been driving past horses and you've been seeing them in all of these just grass paddocks, and you want to find a way that you can increase that diversity for them. So by using botanicals, we can do that. We can increase that diversity on a really regular basis and bring in those wonderful, wonderful health outcomes for them as well. You might be looking at providing enrichment for animals as well. You might be somebody who is just looking to enrich the lives of your animals for no other reason than you just want to bring them joy and happiness. That's a really, really good call to be able to do that. But you could be somebody who has been going to the vet for a long time and you're not seeing improvements in the animals that you would like to see, or the improvements seem to be short-lived. You're not really getting to the root cause of the problem of what's going on in the animal. So you want to be able to find a health modality that is going to work, but it's going to work long term, and also it's completely natural. So while I don't disadvocate for the use of veterinary medicine, I use vets myself. You know, Tiz has been in 2 accidents that have needed stitching up as well. I'm not anti-vets at all. They do a wonderful, wonderful job, and we really do work in alignment with vets as well. And that's the really good thing about this modality, is that it works in conjunction with veterinary herbal medicine, or veterinary medicine, sorry, and so that we can provide the best possible treatment and treatment plans and management plans for these animals. So it can work alongside veterinary medicine as well. You could be somebody who is looking at your animal and you're looking at some of the medications that they're on and you're seeing that these have side effects. That is the downside of veterinary medicine. Some of the medicines that they provide do come with side effects. That very, very, very rarely happens with herbal medicine, if at all. So if your animal has been suffering from some of those side effects and you just want to look at alternatives, this is a really good alternative, because herbal medicine is a complete healthcare plan. It works on the emotional, it works on the physical, and it works on the spiritual plane. So we're offering the animals the opportunity to heal on so many different spheres and so many different levels. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to be able to provide for them. You could be somebody who is looking for something a little bit more bespoke. So the thing about herbal medicine is that it is really tailor-made to the animal. So we can adapt and we can change the different quantities of the different herbal medicine that we're providing, so that the animal gains the best bespoke, tailor-made approach for its own individual needs. And because we use the full remit of botanicals, we can often provide so much more than a lot of the other limiting courses that are on offer. So you will often find courses that just include essential oils. You will often find courses that just provide forage. You will often find courses that just provide hydrosols. We don't do that. We include it all. So we cover essential oils, we cover dry powders, we cover forage work as well. We cover hydrosols, essences, teas, decoctions, the whole lot. There's not an element of herbal medicine that we do not include in the training. That includes making products, that includes providing topical applications. Like, it's all covered within the training. So we don't limit ourselves. So you could be you could be somebody who's just looking to expand their repertoire as well, and to step outside of the remit of some of the other less defined courses that are available out there that just cover essential oils, really. So expand it, include the herbal medicine that's out in the forage there. Another reason you're here is you could be really bored of the supplements. There are so many supplements out there, and whilst some of them really, really do work, we're here to show you that the medicine that the animals need is out there. It's out there. We want to bring it to them. It's the best medicine you'll find, and it will cut down on all of those like phenomenal costs of all of those supplements that you will find in a lot of the shops as well. So we want to try and swap those supplements and provide them with that, because they can access that. There's no reason why they can't have that for their own health needs. It's bringing in diversity and all of those other elements that I've mentioned as well. So our course contains a huge amount of seasonality, and within this seasonal framework, we are able to cover every single system in the body, and we are able to provide herbs for every single system in that body. So because we've broken it down into seasonality, I'll get into this a bit more when we go through the actual course, when I show you some of the details in the course. But suffice to say, for every condition on the planet, there is a season that condition fits in, where that condition becomes most prevalent. And then you will often find that the herbal medicine that is available in the forage is especially suited for that condition. I'll give you an example. Kennel cough always does the rounds during summer. It's a viral infection. It always does the rounds during summer. But Mother Nature kind of looked and went, okay, so this particular viral infection does the rounds during summer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you with the herbs that are necessary to treat or to care for that particular condition. So in this instance, kennel cough. So Mother Nature kind of went, okay, I'm going to give you all of the respiratory herbs. I'm going to give you all of the herbs that will reduce spasm in the lungs. And I'm going to give you all of the antimicrobial herbs that are going to help you, and antiviral herbs that are going to help you and help the animal to treat itself for kennel cough. So we cover all of those herbs that are going to be applicable for kennel cough in the summer series, because kennel cough does the rounds in summer, and also the herbs that you can go and forage to support that animal come up and are available in the summer. So you will find that for every condition, there is a season that it fits in. And for every condition, the herbs available within that season are indicated for it. So it's a nice way of tying everything in together. Makes it much, much easier to learn as well, because we're delivering it to you in chunks that are understandable. And also when you're out foraging, you know exactly what you're supposed to be foraging, when you're supposed to be foraging it, and why. So I do want to let you know that while we do look at herbs through the lens of seasonality, and we do look at conditions through that same lens of seasonality, all of the herbs that we talk about and all of the herbs that we discuss are available to purchase in. Now, this is because I know that not everybody has access to this kind of forage. I know that people live in towns and cities where the only access to some of the herbs they can get is from their local park, and they're going to be really limited on what is available there. So all of the herbs we mentioned, you can buy in and you can purchase, because herbal medicine should be available to everybody. I don't believe in limiting it just to a small group of people. We want everybody to learn about herbal medicine, and we want it to be accessible to you so that you can apply it to every single animal in need, essentially. So we give you resources and we show you places where you can go and purchase in your own herbs as well, should you need to. So our training program is based around 4 pillars. The first pillar is the interconnectedness of everything. And we talk about this quite a lot, but basically what it means is that I am connected to the animal is connected to the herbs, and the herbs are connected to both the animal and to us. So it's like a triangle. It's like a triangle or a web of interconnectedness where we all facilitate a herbal session for the animal, and where we begin to understand just how much we are all connected together, and how the animals can sometimes live vicariously through their owners, and how they can share the same energetic space. Our next pillar is Western herbal medicine. Now, my training is as a Western herbal medicine practitioner. That's where my information comes from. You will also find a lot of the research is applicable to Western herbal medicine, and the vast majority of the herbs that we use are Western herbal medicine herbs. The third pillar that I want to talk about is Innate Botanical Selections, the applied behaviour method of enabling, allowing, facilitating animals to choose their own medicine. It works. It's scientifically validated. Wild animals do it. Domesticated animals do it. And the research, again, is really catching up with this modality. It's really beginning to understand the intelligence of animals, and also that their physiology dictates that they are able to do this. And we'll teach you how to recognise that, and the behaviours that you need to be looking for, and the science behind that within the training programme as well. The fourth pillar that I've already talked about a little bit is seasonality, where we bring in the seasons for their dysfunctions, we bring in the seasons for their disorders, we bring in the season for the herbal medicine that is applicable to those conditions as well. So seasonality easily takes up half of the training program. However, as I mentioned before, you can easily step outside that seasonal framework and purchase in the herbs that are relevant. There is nothing there that is really, really unusual that you're not going to be able to get your hands on. And we provide you with that kit list so that you can go and then top up your supplies as well. But bear in mind that we also only use herbs that we know animals select more frequently than others as well. So we use the top 50 herbs that we know that animals select and we know that they interact with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. So seasonality is our fourth pillar, and it makes up that structure that we use and that framework that we use to provide you with this amazing, amazing training program. So we jumped on. This is our training program. This is where everything is. There are 10 modules throughout the entire program. Now that doesn't look a lot. Wait till I open it up. So we have 7 dedicated additional live sessions spread from January through to October. During those live sessions, those group get-together sessions, we undertake these webinars. Now, there's not enough time in 4 hours to go through all of these webinars, so they are all pre-recorded for you, so you can watch them all at a later date. Because within those 7 sessions, we also undertake our live demonstrations and our practical application aspects of providing herbs for animals. Within these 7 modules, you will find a load of different lessons on the description, the history and the science of the method, routes of administration, animal behaviour. We look at making hydrosols. We also undertake some of our homework in here. Module 2 is about the rules and the guidelines for providing herbs for animals. What you actually need to do, like what you need to do to ensure that you become a safe practitioner and you work within the rules and regulations. And that's why we've included some UK regulation as well, so that you know that you can become a safe and competent practitioner and that you can work holistically with vets as well. We have some case study templates for you to work through. We also have a big session, one of our live sessions, where we get our kit out. You all get a kit at the beginning of the training program, and we go through that kit. So we do lots of smelling, we do a little bit of tasting, and you really begin to understand exactly what's in your kit, exactly why those herbs are in your kit, their uses, their actions and their indications. So we all get together for a live session for that. It's really good fun, and you really get to understand the herbs in your kit. We also have a look at spring herbs, and we start asking you to go out and start having a look in the forage, what's available to you, what you can pick up, what you can dry, what you can forage, what you can provide and use as an offering to the animals within your care. We also have a look at topical applications. So the topical applications could be fly spray, they could be a simple oil, they could be a green clay, they could be neem powder, it could be rose petals. We look at how to provide a topical application for animals and the methodology that we use to provide an innate selection for the animal to choose exactly what they want applied topically. And we have demonstration sessions with a horse, we have demonstration sessions with a dog as well, using both hydrosols and essential oils. But we'll be demonstrating this ourselves when we go through, but I want you to have a look at what a full session is going to be like, what a full session for you is going to be like for a client as well. So you know what to expect and they know what to expect too. We're also going to move through into framework and structure. You need to have a framework to do this modality. You need a structure that works, and you need to be able to facilitate that structure and that framework for the animals in your care, because that's what guides us to provide the best session for them. So we teach you all about that framework. We also have lessons on essences and the energetics that we can use in essences, as well as hydrosols and what they do. My cat's home. As well as looking at categorizing and combining oils to provide the best herbs for those animals. We look at dysfunctions and disorders as well consistently throughout the year. And we break those down into seasons as well. Again, I'll get to that in just a moment. As we continue, see, it's no small course. This is only modules 1 to 6. We've still got modules 7 to 10 to get through. You also have a one-to-one session, dedicated one-to-one session with me. Then we look at consecutive sessions, owner and session expectations, what you can both expect to receive. And then we have a big upload area where all of your presentations and all of your homework can be uploaded as well. So winter stasis. Winter stasis contains 9 weeks worth of training. We start usually around the 2nd or 3rd week of January. Now, each week you have released to you a number of lessons which are specific to the season. The best way that I can describe this. So the winter season is about looking after the heart and cardiovascular system. Because in winter, it's cold, it's chilly. Animals pull blood from the extremities to the core to protect the heart and cardiovascular system. Now, Mother Nature decided that she knew this was going to happen. So what she decided to do was to provide the very herbs that are supportive for the heart and cardiovascular system during winter. So a good one that you might already know is rose hips. Rose hip cells are really supportive of the heart and cardiovascular system. Hawthorn is supportive of the heart and cardiovascular system. So it's like she provided the very herbs that we need to support the systems that are most affected by the season. You'll see anatomy and physiology lessons related to the heart. You will also get to undertake tasks which are specifically related to the season. So in winter, we get you to make a rubefacient rug because that draws heat to the extremities. We want you to get blood flowing to the extremities to support those greater vessels and to support the peripheral vessels as well. So we get you doing things like that. At the end of each week, you have a short workbook to work through as well. Now, as you go through the season, you will be looking at various different things. So in winter, we start looking at water infusions, the different types of teas that you can provide, the different types of decoctions that you can provide, the different types of essences that you can provide as well. Then we undertake a tasting. In winter, we do a specific tasting with Hawthorn. We want you to go on a journey with Hawthorn. So we facilitate that. We send you through a sample and you can undertake that tasting with us in our group setting. Again, that's another group setting. You also have a specific case study, which is orientated for winter. In winter, this particular one that you get is on equine metabolic syndrome and how it has manifest in this particular case study through trauma. And that leads us right through to the end of the season when we start looking at trauma as well. So you get to do all different kinds of things. In each season, you get a case study. In each season, you undertake 2 tastings. And in each season, you get to look at a specific system. Entwined in all of that, you have the herbal information as well. You have specific herbal lessons looking at all the different qualities of specific herbs. So you have a guest speaker with Sarah Burton talking about grief and trauma. You also have a guest speaker spot in there with Sabine Gordon talking about how you can provide tree enrichment for your animals, specifically horses, but it's applicable to dogs as well. Spring is about detoxification. Now, after winter, the herbs are coming out at a great pace. Our animals' metabolism is also increasing exponentially. In order for the body to be able to cope with that increase in forage, Mother Nature said, hang on a minute, we need to put in some support for the elimination pathways. So we need to be able to support the liver and we need to be able to support the gut. So you will find in spring, that our entire season is dedicated to detoxification. There are lessons on anatomy and physiology of the liver. There's lessons on the gut. There's lessons on specific dysfunctions that you're likely to find in animals in spring that are related to the gut. And you'll also find specific disorders that are related to the liver that you're more prevalent to see in spring. Now, spring is also jam-packed full of herbs because there are so many of them coming up at this time of year. So it's really heavy on the herbal information, and there are lots and lots of monographs in here as well. As you will see, like we start off straight away with elimination pathways. We look at wild garlic, berberis, cow parsley. We get going straight away. We want you to get out there foraging straight away. Now, our case study for the spring series is with another horse, and this particular horse had ragwort poisoning, which affected its liver. We have a guest speaker spot by Matt Dodd, who was talking about wildflower meadows and how you can integrate wildflower meadows. And you also have to undertake the tasks and challenges each season. So you will gain awards and gain badges for undertaking those tasks and challenges as well. Then we moved through into summer abundance. Summer abundance is there. I mentioned it a little bit earlier when we were talking about kennel cough and respiratory disorders, but Mother Nature, after all of that stress that our animals have been under during winter, pulling all of that blood to protect the core, then they go through the increased metabolic rate that is required of them with the increase in forage, and the light levels are changing and it's starting to get warmer, and they're just ingesting much, much more. Mother Nature got to summer and said, boy, these guys need a rest. So she kind of put the nervines in our place so that we could use them in summer. We want those nervines in summer. We want our animals to reach their peak of fatness, essentially. They're not going to get any fatter than they do at the middle of summer. And so she said, you know what, take a rest. Take a rest. Take the time to repair. Take the time to renew. Take the time to just let your body rebalance itself after the stress of spring and winter. So Mother Nature said, okay, all the herbs I'm going to provide for you are indicated for the central nervous system. They are indicated for the respiratory system too, because we find that a lot of animals experience dry respiratory conditions during summer. Things like hay fever, things like kennel cough, equine asthma is always worse when it's dry and dusty. So Mother Nature just said, here are the herbs indicated for those conditions. So we're going to go through all of that in this training program that you see here. Now, as we get to summer, you will see that we are very much geared up to the lungs. We are very much geared up to the nervous system. And there's big lessons on how you can look at the central nervous system and how you can support it, how you can support anxiety, because that comes in here as well. A lot of the herbs that is jam-packed, really. I mean, there's more herbs in summer than there are in any other season, and that includes spring. Although a lot of the herbs are coming up in spring, we want to be able to use them at their peak, which is in the middle of summer. Now, our case study, as I mentioned earlier, is actually kennel cough, so it's a nice dog one to do as well. But you also get to look at infused oils and macerates. You get to look at how to make balms. You get to look at how to make infused oils and offer those to the animals as well. So there's lots and lots of stuff in here, and you can keep going right the way through. We keep going right the way through for 12 weeks. Now, we have 2 guest speaker spots in the summer series. The first one is with a lovely lady called Marsha May Lazaro, and she's teaching you how to undertake Shinrin Yoku, which is a forest bathing and a de-stressing exercise for both you and your animals. So you can undertake that session fully with your animals if you so want to. And then we will also have another case study in here about animal reactivity and canine enrichment too. So there are your 2 case studies for the summer season. So it's jam-packed full. But after summer, what happens after summer? Well, after summer, Mother Nature, as you look to the forage, as you look outside your window, you go, everything is starting to die down. So autumn is very much based around catabolism. It's very much based around shedding and releasing and letting go, not just of the physical, but of the emotional as well. So in autumn, we look at how catabolism affects animals, how we should be paying attention to metabolic pathways because they should be decreasing or speeding up so that the animals can prepare themselves for winter. We want to be looking at the immune system as well, because we need animals to now start thinking about how they're going to prepare for those colder months. We also start looking at the urinary system, because a lot of the herbs that are coming out are indicated for supporting the urinary system, metabolic pathways, and the immune system, because Mother Nature knew that winter was just around the corner. So we call it autumn catabolism, but it is about anything that's rooty and fruity. It's about supporting antioxidant pathways. It's about supporting the elimination of free radicals. We do have a minor detoxification session going on in autumn as well. It's much, much smaller than you see in the spring, but it still happens. So we look at that as well. We have lessons on how you can rough off your horse and how you can bring your horses into alignment with nature. That also happens with dogs as well. You know, dogs also need a little bit of roughing off, and we have lessons in here on how you can effectively fast your dog and the benefits that fasting brings to a lot of dogs as well, and how it can support gut health too. We look, as I mentioned, all of the herbs that we look at are all roots and they're all fruits, because they're starting to die down and all of that nutrition and energy is going into the roots. So we want to use those to the benefit of our animals as well. We have another tasting in week 3, and then we have another tasting in week 10 or 11. It does depend on when it falls. We also have a look at some of the adaptogens. We have a look at some of the herbal powders that we're talking about. You get to make fruit leathers in autumn. It's when all the berries are coming out. So we want you to go and harvest. We want you to make a product for your animal. We get you to make an immune tonic for them as well. So something that's going to support the immune system. And then we start looking at some of the urinary system herbs like ZMAs, for example, and like couchgrass. So they're all in there as well. Now, if I scroll right down to the bottom, you will find that our guest specialism spot for autumn is going to be with the lovely Sharon Bronsfeld. She came in a couple of years ago. We may change this one out. She's doing another one for us. So we do tend to swap those case specialisms in and out depending on current research and the research that's available. But in there at the moment, you have Sharon Bronsfeld, and she is talking about bioresonance and how she uses bioresonance to make herbal recommendations for animals based on their bespoke needs. We also have a guest speaker spot in there from Kirsty Lee, who is talking about canine first aid. So really, really relevant. We also look at drop dosing. We look at vitalist aspects and some homeopathic thoughts on drop dosing as well. So now I wanted to show you some of the testimonials. I've also added a lot more testimonials to the PDF document below. So if you wanted to have a look at them and have a read through, please do click on that PDF, because they'll spring up and show you what some of our students have said, some of our community members have said. But I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of all of them. And I'm so proud of this training platform for what it's doing, for how it's spreading the message of natural health for animals, how it's facilitating healing for so many different animals, and really the breadth of the healing that can be undertaken by the use of herbs, by the use of seasonality, by the use of innate selection and the use of Western herbal medicine. How we can really provide those animals with the space to repair, release, and just let go a lot of the trauma that they're suffering as well. As I mentioned earlier, it's all working on the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual needs. And these testimonials just go on to prove exactly how the method works and exactly what we're doing and how we're providing that healing for those animals as well. So now I just want to run through some of the bonuses and some of the benefits that you will get from joining our course. One of the biggest benefits really is that we are accredited with UK Rural Skills. So UK Rural Skills will hand out a certificate to you, as well as you receiving a certificate from Innate Botanical as well. That means that you can just go on and gain insurance and that you are a competent practitioner because we have met the standard that they require for accreditation. So that's really, really good. So accreditation with UK Rural Skills. We also give you a discount code that you can use across the store in our apothecary. So we give you that discount code if you want to top up any supplies, if you want to buy essential oils, dried herbs, powders. There's lots of products on the apothecary and you will gain a discount code for all of them as well. You will also gain discount, for all of our future courses and all of our future training. Now, some of those come with additional continuing professional development points. Some of them you will want to undertake just for your own pleasure as well. So you will get a discount code that applies to all future training that we introduce onto the Innate Botanical platform. In addition to that, you also gain additional continuing professional development points. So your continuing professional development hours are uploaded onto your platform that you get lifetime access to. And you will notice that they're there. You'll get an announcement and you will see that the continuing professional development lessons have been added, and attached to those lessons are continuing professional development hours. So they're going to be free for you on your platform because you get lifetime access to the training. We've given you lifetime access to that training. It now acts more like a resource library. A lot of our past students still continue to come in and use that as a library, because for every single case you see, for some really tricky cases you see, you'll want to have a plan and a structure in place that's going to support you moving into that healing space when you begin to undertake the session. So we continue with lifetime access for you, so you can go in there and use all the resources that are at hand for you. So that's really, really good. So you're going to get all of those bonuses. The other thing you get is lifetime access to our Facebook group. Now, this is our community space. I absolutely, hands on heart, the best community space I have ever come across. They really make working with animals such a joyful place to be. We're all there supporting each other. We're all there helping each other out. If we've got difficult cases, or we've got something going on with our own animals, or we've got something going on in our personal life, we share it on that platform, and we're all there to support each other and just really engage and really make it worthwhile for us to be in that space and share our passion and share our woes of everything that goes on. So where do you go from here? What I'd really like you to do is to read the PDF that is attached to this video. It gives you a much deeper outline of all of our modules. It goes through all of the individual lessons, and it acts more like a handbook for you. So you can really have a look and see what's going on in the training program. If, however, you feel like you're ready, you've had a look through this training video and you're ready to commit, you want to set up an interview or an application, then you can click the link below as well. So that will take you straight to a space where you can set up an individual meeting, either with me or with one of my team, and we can get that interview process underway. So we'd really love to see you in the course. If it's the right thing for you, it's the right thing for you. We're helping so many animals, and we're really on a wave of helping to spread the herbal message across spheres, across the animal kingdom. It should become normalized. We want to normalize it. So what we want to do is to see more practitioners. We want to see more people integrating the use of herbs for their animals' lives and for the use of herbs into other people's animals as well. And if we can help you facilitate that, let's do that. Let's jump on board. Let's book in a call. Yeah, it'd be great to see you there. And if you need any additional information or you're looking for some additional resources, then just reach out to us, and one of the team will be really happy to help you out. All right, enjoy. Take care, and I hope to speak to you all soon. Bye.